warmer weather is here, and you know, of course, what that means as we're seeing today,
Yeah.
increased fire danger. So is your home ready?
So, I mean, for me, it's definitely something I think about at this time of year, even though I'm not in the urban wildland interface area. But Action News Now reporter Chloe Curtis went up to the ridge today, and she shows us how some local contractors are working to keep those properties in check and what the town's doing about it as well.
I'm about 5'5", and as you can see, some of the plants here behind me are even taller than I am. And it's plants like this that local contractors tell me it's time to clear, especially as we're getting into warmer months.
The growth is probably, if you figured it tons per acre, it's probably double what it was last year.
John Romelia spent several years in the fire service and now co-owns Brushmasters, a fuel reduction service on the ridge. He says another wet winter is part of the reason there's so much grass and brush to clear.
This year is a unique thing.
Dry and brittle. It's what a lot of vegetation looks and feels like in Butte County, and experts say it's quick to catch fire if it's not cleared. Doing your job helps firefighters do theirs.
If people can start focusing and concentrating on those two zones right now, that will provide hopefully enough defense for us to provide the offense.
Romelia says he's cleared some lots and had customers return saying their properties need to be cleared again. While it's brought in extra business, he says there are still a lot of homeowners that haven't done anything this season. And on windy days like this, having plants like this all over your property is only putting you more at risk. And it's an issue on the town's radar, too. Councilmember Steve Crowder says over the past 3 years, the town has spent about $200,000 in attorney's fees on abatement cases, with about 60 cases still active.
It needs to be done once a year at minimum and probably a touch-up after.
Romelia says this is what a lot should look like, but all too often he sees neighbors who aren't doing the same.
We've got some properties that haven't been touched since the fire.
Defensible space is required around your home, and CAL FIRE says it's for good reason.
We've seen in the past that there may be 4 or 5 houses on a cul-de-sac where a fire burns through and maybe one of them didn't have their defensible space or they had an overgrown lot.
Brushmaster says they are getting so many requests to help with lots like this that they'll be bringing on a second shift